Whenever we hear about rich people buying jets, we usually think about a private jet. But have you ever wondered if you could own a used military jet? Watch until the end because the answer will shock you. A fighter jet is a powerful military aircraft that is designed for air-to-air combat. It is combat on a whole different level. This jet is crafted to establish air supremacy during battles. The average American citizen obviously lacks the skills to take it around for a ride. It requires a significant level of skill to both fly the jet and also shoot, assuming you manage to get your hands on a fighter jet still loaded with weapons. That would mean that the pilot must know how to aim with precision and, at the same time, avoid getting shot. These types of jets are exceptional, not just because they have dry weapons, but because they can be easily maneuvered. The jets are also designed with unique features that would help their functionality. One such amazing breed of these jets is the Night Fighter, which is designed with a sophisticated radar that helps to ease movement in unfamiliar territories at night. The day jet fighter weighs less and moves faster, but without the radar present at night. A different kind of jet is the intercepting fighter jet, explicitly made for intercepting and defeating invading fighters. There is also the existence of the fighter bomber. Just as the name implies, it fights enemies and bombs them. We can't forget to mention the air superiority fighter. It is manufactured robustly to give the jet long-range capability, which is what sets it apart from the others. The long range allows it to easily enter the enemy territory, wreak havoc, and then find its way out. Over the years, fighter jets have improved and outshined the ones made in the past. The most current model in use is the modern supersonic jet. It flies more than 1,000 miles per hour, has a fast climb rate, maneuvers exquisitely, and has heavy firepower. Guess who owns some of these big boys? Without a doubt, the US, due to their military strength. They have some of the best fighter jets in the world, including the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. This particular jet gives the pilot a critical competitive advantage and enables them to execute their mission with speed. These fighter jets are amazing, but the question remains, can an average American buy this kind of jet? Before we shock you with the price, let's talk about its safety, considering it is considered a weapon according to the military and not just an ordinary jet. The answer is yes. An average American can buy a fighter jet since it is usually demilitarized before it is sold. That simply means that the US military removes all weapons inside the jet before leaving it up for sale. That makes absolute sense, as it would be dangerous to leave such a powerful machine in the hands of civilians, and imagine the damage that could happen. But the tricky part about getting used military planes in the United States is that most often, these machines are exported to other countries when the military wants to get rid of excess jets, which happens to be one of the best ways to reduce their inventory. By exporting to other countries, the worth of the jet is preserved while other nations can make full use of them. But note that you can only get a fighter jet once a country stops using its own. Due to the military presence of the United States, nations around the world are willing to buy their already used jets for their military and training purposes. If you, as an American, want to get a United States used fighter jet, you would have to buy it outside the United States, but remember those pesky shipping fees for your jet to be able to get back into the country. It is also essential to know that if you want to bypass the jet's shipping fees and instead opt for one sold in the United States, the jet may not be able to fly, which defeats the purpose, right? The United States is very particular when it comes to demilitarizing its equipment. They thoroughly remove any features that may be dangerous to its citizens, including the jet's ability to fly. Other countries actually need to be more thorough. The cost of a fighter jet ranges from $50,000 to $400,000 and even goes as far as $10 million depending on the jet type. That is, of course, without the shipping fee. An example is the F-16 Fighter Falcon, which was sold for $8.5 million in 2019. There are still some fighter jets that are way beyond this range. Once purchased, there are usually issues with shipping, licenses, and so on, not to mention the maintenance, fueling, and even the repair of the jet if need be. You should also know that you would be required to take some classes and get licenses to be able to fly the jet. As a civilian, you would need a pilot license before you could fly it. Not to worry though, there are special programs that specialize in teaching people how to fly a plane without having to join the Air Force. You can enroll in one of them, learn all you need, and get your license. If you are still having second thoughts on whether you can own a jet or not, the famous actor Tom Cruise has several aircraft and a few jets, some of which can fly. One of such jets was even said to feature in the movie Top Gun's fighter pilot Maverick. You can use that as an inspiration and purchase your own. To be honest, flying a fighter jet is slightly more complex compared to flying a civilian jet. It is not just considered difficult, it also requires extensive training such as operating more complicated controls. And even a person flying a civilian jet would still need to be thoroughly trained before flying a fighter jet. There are some reasons why an average American would want to own a fighter jet. Just stay tuned and let us fill you in. Fighter jets were made in such a way that they are to fly at an altitude of about 60,000 feet, while a civilian jet flies below 45,000 feet. It is exhilarating for a driver, but that altitude often is centered around forces that make the pilot lose consciousness, so the pilot operating the jet must be highly trained. Another reason is that fighter jets are designed to go at very high speeds over a short distance and then return to their base. So for those adrenaline junkies, this is perfect. Ask yourself the question again, is it worth owning your own fighter jet? That depends on you. You can own it as a connoisseur of vehicles that likes collectibles, or you could take the pain of learning how to fly it and take it out a few times. Just be ready to do a lot of paperwork to get all the license required to own and fly the jet. If you can't afford a fighter jet or don't think it's necessary to own one, some countries allow citizens into fighter jets for a short and exhilarating ride. But beware, these rides have health requirements, so it might be time to get into shape. Now watch these videos, we think you'll love them.